What's up guys, welcome back to Railway Empire 2 and we are on the DLC for High Voltage, and this is the High Voltage scenario. There is two scenarios, Foreign Regency and High Voltage. So let's just have a quick look at what the trophies bring with this DLC. Complete the High Voltage scenario. You don't have to complete it in the highest rating, Chief Executive, so we are just going to be going for completing the scenario. Same for Power to the People. Unlock all electric locomotives in a USA game. I don't know if we can do it on this particular map. I think we have to do it when we do a USA map, possibly a free game one. Not free of charge, which is build a total of 2,500 kilometers of overhead lines, and have 150 active electric trains, so that is something to aim for. So this is Eastern Switzerland, and you're going to be starting in Zurich. Now I've never done this DLC before, so this is all new to me, so let's get going. Now do we go with something like the Professor, or do we go with the Engineer? In all honesty, because I've never done this DLC before, I'm not sure. The general 10% higher freight, 30% lower track construction costs, but a bit more expensive for bridges and tunnels. So let's go with the Engineer. 0 competitors in this one as well, guys.
Welcome to Switzerland, the country of majestic mountains and crystal clear lakes. Let me explain to you what we're trying to achieve here. My newest acquisition is an electric train that is supplied with energy via overhead power lines. Thanks to technological marvels such as generators, transformers, and rotary current conductors, it will soon be the dominant means of travel in Switzerland, nay, the whole world. At least if my plan works out. Not only are electric trains more reliable and energy efficient than their steam-powered counterparts, they also eliminate our dependence upon coal shipments from Germany, as they can be simply powered via electricity from hydropower. And we have plenty of that in Switzerland, don't we? Sadly, the officials of the Swiss Federal Railways don't trust the new technology at all. These Bünzlis say electricity is good enough for light bulbs, but not to power trains. We have to demonstrate the power of our e-trains to them by electrifying a short test line in the vicinity. Maybe then they'll grant us a concession that allows us to build in other cantons.
Okay, so we get a 3.5 million here to start with. Transports 80 wagons with one single train line connecting Zurich, Rüti and Zug. Okay. Build an electric rail line between Zurich and Winterthur. In order to construct an electrified rail line, the complete length of the track needs to be outfitted with overhead lines. In addition, the selected locomotive must be an electric locomotive. You can unlock a variety of electric locomotives under research and development and reach 60,000 citizens in Zurich. Right. So, I suppose the first thing we need to do is look at research and see what's going on. So that is an electric locomotive, which I think we're going to have to do straight away. So let's get that straight away. Let's just go back and see if anything's not been unlocked that's useful. So that we can work towards immediately. Well, there we go, straight away. That increases people straight away. Okay, we'll just wheel back to the next sort of one that's available. Missing that one there, I think. Dynamite. Oh no, hold on. Replacing old locomotives. That's not really an issue. Okay, so let's just sit there for that. Right. So, how do we do electric lines? So, track construction. Hold on, what do we need to do first? Zurich to Rüti and Zug. So that is a single train line. One single train line that goes between. So we're going to have to do like one that goes between the three of them, I think. Okay, right. And what do we need goods-wise to get growth? So, well, veg is early this time. Sugar, meat. So we've got beer. And we've got the option for a business there. Beer and meat. So, let's get Zurich started first. First and foremost, let's get that started. And we will run 2 lines at the start here for goods. Hold on, so how do you put electric line in? So hold on, hold to build overhead lines on or off. Okay. Well, surely, I mean, overhead lines is we'll just it's easier just A for trophies wise, and B, let's just get like electric trains running. Oh, how much more expensive is electric trains though? That's the question, I suppose. And that is quite an interesting line, even just to start with. What's that all about? Why can't we? Oh, okay, right. Let's try again. Because for some reason it didn't like us doing that then at all. We are quite high actually. Look how high we are. So we need a more level approach to begin with. Let's try that again. Let's start this side. There we go. That's better. That's better, guys. Right. Again. What is going on here? Right. Let's try that. No, it does seem to be a little bit more expensive, of course. And we'll run. We'll run it like that. Because we'll want milk coming in on that same line as well. So a new rail line between there and, oh my god, will you pack it in? Right, there and there. 8 wagons minimum, and we can do that, which is mixed. So that is, it's okay. So that will be our first ever electric train. We'll then get, because that's got a 400,000 bonus. So let's get that connected with the intention of having like vegetables and sugar and stuff like that coming through in the future. So we'll run two. Do we want to do? How do we want to do this? As cheap as possible, of course. Looks like we're going to have to wind these tracks a little bit, guys. Around the mountain per se. For now, we're just gonna work off the premise of that for now. So a new rail line that goes from there to there. Get a couple of trains running.
This is just the beginning. There's still lots of work to be done.
And potentially, I think we should put. Let's just have a look at. Let's just have a relook at growth. So good wise, what does it need? Goods that's gonna. It's a little while off anything really, but I presume cloth there would be a weaving mill would be our best sort of bet of spending a bit of money. So then the next one is Rüti. Actually, that's quite nice. We're not too bad there. Where's Rüti? Okay, but look, we've got a veg here, so it's always worth to have a commodity run in. So we are just going to run that in on that line for now. That's not a problem. Okay, down to Rüti now. Okay, that's fairly cheap. That, to be fair, can't complain at that. Okay, so that now connects Zurich to vegetables to Rüti, and then we need to also go to Zug, and it needs to be one complete line, and that's glorious. Yeah, really kind of glorious. So I suppose we then look at connecting this as cheap as sort of possible, guys, onto the same line that we've already started. Well, that's probably as good as it's going to get for now. Now the question is, do we need? We will need maintenance, won't we? So, let's get Zug all the way connected to Zug. let's just do that. And we can readjust any sort of logistics afterwards. To be fair, it's not been too expensive to do this, which does surprise me, especially after the other DLC being really expensive to run any track. Okay, so let's just have a look at what we've got. So do we put in Zurich a maintenance depot? Let's put it at a minimum of 80% and transfer to all. Do we warehouse here? What would we be warehousing? Nothing currently. Rüti's got meat. Zug's got beer, but we could put a warehouse here. So let's warehouse here with pears. And let's maintenance depot. Okay, so let's get some trains running. So new one from there to there. Confirm. And then we do a new rail line that goes from Zurich to Rüti to Zug, back to Rüti. Let's put 2 trains on that, and let's press play, and let's get some movement now. I think we could also put a new rail line that goes from there to there. And in our warehouse already at Rüti, let's go with veg as well, because veg is an early commodity by the looks of it. So that should then start a movement, hopefully. Rüti, we're going to need cows. We're going to need oh, do we do that? Do we do that? Yeah, I think we should. Because if we do that, we then have an extra option to run more trains. More trains, more moolah. Let's get some supply. Supply towers will be our next thing once we start getting our bonuses on. So our first 2 wagons have moved. That's fine. In fact, I think that's a 4 train straight off the bat. And let's get some supply towers. And then I also think we connect this stop here up to Winterthur. Sounds like Winterfell out of Game of Thrones. Obviously, it's not going to take any cows. But that is a good start, that, guys, I think. Yeah, I think we're okay with that. I heard that. It went yodeling, or whatever it did. So let's see. We've got 2 out of 80. Okay, so the first one's nearly there. Let's have a quick look at the train. Not quite as quick as I thought it was going to be. I thought it would have been a bit quicker, but then again, I suppose it's hauling meat and not passengers. That's still waiting for goods because no one needs goods at the minute, I suppose. At what point does 35,000 citizens... They need wheat and they need wood. So wheat, I suppose, yeah, we could put a warehouse here with wheat in it. And then that way wheat's going to get distributed nicely. Put 2 trains on that as well, guys. Let's get some trains running between them. Okay, so it's going to be a slow start by the looks of it. But we are starting to see the goods moving, which is good, really good. That one's on its way to Zug. That one's on its way back to Rüti. So let's see what this takes back to Zurich. I'm kind of hoping meat and fruit and veg. Just taking meat, no fruit and veg. What's that taking? Wheat. So I think we will start seeing some growth. don't know what that is, but we'll run this in as well. I know that's sugar, obviously. And for now, we're going to just run it in all on the same lines. It is kind of what it is, and something we can adjust later on. No, we don't need to run two stations in it at the minute, two lines. So we'll just do that. And let's make sure we're putting sugar in this warehouse as well. Right, Zug is starting to grow, which is good. And we've done 47 out of the 80. 51, 52, 53. And Zurich is starting to grow now. We can get, let's get an immigration office here to help that growth. And at 30,000 citizens, I think we need milk. So we can get milk coming in as well. And because we've already double lined this section here, we're only going to need something. It sounds so weird with just electric trains running. Shall we have a look at a bond? Let's take out a bond. Okay, and let's also get in this warehouse then milk. Well, Rüti's growing, Zurich's growing, Zug's growing, Winterthur's growing. We are doing okay here now. Bumgart. So let's make sure we put a maintenance station this end. At what level do they need? Close? Ooh, not for 45,000. Everything but wood. So where's wood, guys? Where is wood?
Our route supplies all towns in the canton and should be a good financial starting point to build up our little business.
Ah, wood. There we go. So where's that ideally worth running into? Zug? Or into Rüti, where it's like central? I think it's got to be Rüti, isn't it? But we can run it on this line here. And there's no saying we can't run it to Zug as well, but I think Rüti is going to be the ideal place. because it is dead central. And I reckon we run 2 trains. And realistically, we probably should increase the amount of trains running between we've got 4 running. I think we're okay for now. So let's see if we can change that now to a 4. Don't start with me. Same on this side. Let's get it, the infrastructure in early, so that we know that the trains have got somewhere to arrive to. Let's try that again, guys. And sometimes it decides it wants to be like that. And then it wants to work, so okay, right. That just helps increase the volume of trains running through there without sort of like issue. We could probably do the same this side. Because we do have a few trains coming in. Same at this end, especially this is going to be quite the busy station, I feel. Okay, right, happier. Yeah, these trains are pretty quick. Well, we've now got pairs moving, so we're going to get this bonus as well. Beautiful. And a start as we means to go on now, so we're going to kind of do this now with every major train station. The 4 lines to get more trains in and out smoothly. Great, what a great start. Happy with this. And Zurich is up to 36,000. So where else can we connect to? We can't connect up there at the minute, but I presume this is where we're going to be heading. So Rüti's growing okay. And I presume I might be changing it a little bit anyway, just to accommodate with the amount of goods we've got coming in. We might have to accommodate these train stations to work a little bit better. Might have to change the lines. So what else will Zurich need in the coming future? Is that cheese or is that cake or something? I don't know how we create that. We've got them flour things as well. That. Does feel like it's a lot of goods we're instantly supplying, so it might be that we have to adjust the rail lines, guys, to take. It might be. What have we got going on here? We'll just put 3 lines through, that'll work. But what I am thinking of doing is moving this line onto separate 2 lines. Already kind of thinking about it. So that we haven't got as many trains running through this section. Okay. Yes, so I think that's going to be ideal. So let's just spend this money and do it right and do it now. Okay. Just having the 3 lines running through there makes it a little bit more accessible. We'll also do the same here. Zurich is growing lovely. Let's see what business we could put in Zurich. What is this? So this, oh, cheese factory. So yeah, let's put a cheese factory in Zurich. Let's do that. Can't take out any bonds at the minute, but what we've got milk accessible, and we can then. We can make this accessible. How about we demolish... No, not the train. We demolish the train station. And we fix it so that it does... It's not that bit I wanted to delete. It was that bit. Okay, right, so that train will run again, and then what we'll do is we'll put a little line that goes from here to here, which will not cost us a lot of money, but it will automatically allow us to run a train with whatever that fragrant thing is. I presume that's what it is. It's like a fragrance. We just need the money to get that train running, which won't take too long. We can't take another bond out at the minute, but we're doing okay, guys. These trains will start arriving and we'll be good. Come on, we're almost there. There we go. Right. Let's just make sure that we are running correctly. Everything's Everything's fine on all the lines though. Look, here we go. That's probably not helped with things. Right, so I feel that we're in a good place. So let's save here. Okay, so let's check that train. So that's instantly taking that. I'm not sure what that is. Is it meant to be like lavender or something? I'm not sure what it's meant to be. It was paused for some reason. Well, that allows us to get another good on the go anyway. And that will fulfill both of those to 100%. And then after that, it will be cloth, which is being made over there anyway. So we should reach the 60,000 pretty sharpish, I'd imagine. So I think at this kind of point, we just need to be saving the cash, because we can't extend to any other city as of yet, and I feel that we're going to have to make a purchase on land soon after this target has been achieved. Let's just see how these different cities are growing. 18,000 now. 19,000. 29,000. So we can almost get a thingy there. Okay, it's 46. 92.1% fulfilled, which is brilliant. In fact, I think we're going to hit probably 100% here in a minute once cheese has been produced. Was it fragrant cheese, was it? Just have a look at our research where we were. Oh, we've gone a bit too far ahead. So let's just go back where we were. Yeah, so auctions we're not purchasing at the minute anyway. We're not reselling locomotives. Tunnels is cheaper by 5%. We're going to try not building tunnels anyway. So let's do that. Again, we're not doing auctions. Bridges we're going to try and avoid. Okay, so let's have that. That helps with the immigration office. And then we're up to here. Okay, right. We're up to 200,000 back again. Anyway, Zurich is 95.5%. Nice. How are we looking at the trains coming to and from? I like the electric lines. I think they look pretty cool. So what have we got? 4 trains running. Now I think that's quite a long line to be running just 4 trains. So let's up that to 6 trains now. How about this train that's running from this veg place? What's that like? Are we getting enough veg? Shall we run that up to 2 trains as well? Have we got enough in the warehouse? Let's have a look. No, not really. No, we're not doing overly well. Right, that can't have an immigration office, but I think we can get an immigration office here now, so that's going to help that grow. We've got plenty of trains running, guys, so it's not too bad. Zurich is up to 51,000. And let's see. So now we're looking at cloth coming. And potentially we could look at dresses being made here as well. I'm sure we're going to start seeing cloth firing over to Zurich. It's not a huge line, so let's see what happens. Yep, so we've got cloth, which is good. Only needs the one at the minute by the looks of it, but dresses, what's that next one? Is that like pancakes or something? What is that? That's a new one. And then whiskey, salt from 65,000. Back to research. So what was that one? That is additional price of locomotives has gone down, so yeah, we'll get that. So I think we need to extend this now to potentially 3 lines. Hold on. Let's get rid of that train. Let's make this run smoother by adding a 3rd line in. Just let the trains run past. Lots of trains running. Oh, they just keep coming. Okay, so that should help ease a little bit of the pressure on that station. $57,000, we're nearly there, guys. And once that reaches 40,000, we can put dresses there too. So that's going to make a huge bonus to us.
And I think we could probably look at doing the same with this station as we did with the other station at the bottom. So that we just get a smoother run between the cities, because we could then extend this to run down here or wherever it needs to go, and then that one obviously up, down, whichever. Okay, so it looks like Zurich has grown.
The city and our company are
Brilliant.
supporting each other in perfect symbiosis. Consider this proof that railway electrification can help Switzerland achieve enormous economic growth. With our first electric line running smoothly and this canton thriving thanks to our efforts, I think we might be ready to move on to somewhere else. The managing board of Federal Railways is intrigued by the reliability and sheer power of our electricity-powered trains. However, they have doubts regarding their return on investment. For that reason, to demonstrate, they tasked us to establish an electrified rail line to Liechtenstein, but at our own expense. Well, if that is what it takes to convince them, to work!
Okay, guys, so we're going to leave it here at the end of part 1. At part 2, we're going to be transporting 150 passengers from Vaduz to St. Gallen via an electric rail line, make 11 different goods available in St. Gallen at the same time, connect 15 rural businesses to your rail network, we've got 9 already, and produce 20 loads of mountain cheese in St. Gallen via one of your factories. Okay, so we're going to leave it there. So thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I'll catch you in part 2.